There is a new era in Charlotte. The culture is changing. We are going from the Charlotte Thugs to a team that is actually competent and hopefully can translate that to the court. And it all starts in the front office with the head coach re-signing Miles Bridges. The Salaun pick was questionable. We'll talk about that in today's video though. But the whole team out there courtside in Vegas watching the young guys put on, watching Brandon Miller go off. And the first thing we got to talk about is the Summer League, because we got our first look at Tidjane Salaun. We've got looks at Nick Smith Jr., at Brandon Miller. I will say Tidjane is still very raw. There are still a couple of plays that it's just like, oh, whew. But, I mean, you know, everybody misses every now and then. 8.7 boards in Game 1 in just 14 minutes, so that's very good stuff there. Didn't hit a 3, but then in Game 2 he looked even better. 10 points, 10 rebounds in 5 more minutes. Was 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, and he was playing through a little injury, which held him out from last night's game, which they lost to the Celtics. And, you know, the big thing that stands out to me about Salaun is his energy. I mean, watch this play right here. He just completely outruns 2 guys on the New York Knicks straight to the rim and gets the and one. That's a tough and one too. He's got some nice touch. You can definitely tell he's got something. He's got a little bit of that it factor in him. He loves getting downhill, extremely high energy. He had 4 offensive rebounds in just 18 minutes the other night, and he's a transition monster. So I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of the culture shift, a part of the culture shift that we need. Just guys that are going out there playing extremely hard every single night, and that's part of the reason we took him with the 6th overall pick. It was a bit questionable at the time. I think I threw my phone across the car, but it's growing on me for sure. He's 6'10 with a 7'2 wingspan, so you can see where the vision is for the Hornets with all these long athletic guys, and he outplayed the number 1 overall pick over in their league in France. We also drafted KJ Simpson, so that kind of saved the day, but you can see where the Hornets are going, trying to get all these long athletic wings on the roster. Now they extended Miles Bridges, which is huge. Him coming back on a 3-year $75 million front-loaded contract is big, because he'll make $28 million this year, $25 the next year, and then $22 the year after that. So the year before his free agency, we can really go out and make a splash, because we got $6 million extra dollars due to him taking that front-loaded contract. 21 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists last year for Miles Bridges. It was a good year for him. 46% shooting from the field, 35% from 3 on 6.5 attempts per game. He's definitely a cornerstone piece here in Charlotte. It's been over a year now since all the allegations and everything broke out, and I think, you know, maybe we're starting to move past that. I don't know. But I think he's a great fit in Charlotte, because Melo and Miles are outside scorers, and he is a great cutter, a great slasher, and a high-level playmaker at the rim. So I think he is going to be a nice piece. And then just the injuries from last year. We got to get healthy, man. Melo missed 60 games, and people forget LaMelo Ball is one of the best young point guards in the NBA. At a time, a couple of years ago, he was seen as better than Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton before the injuries started hitting. This year, you saw the stats, only shot 43% from the field, 36% from 3, but there was a stretch in November that gives me hope, where in the 9 games before he got hurt for the second time, he averaged 32.2 points per game on 37 minutes a night, while shooting absolutely astronomical shooting splits. This game against the Celtics shows it all. He had 36 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and a comeback overtime dub against Boston in home. Remind you that including the playoffs, the Celtics lost 21 games all season. This was one of them, to the lowly Charlotte Hornets in one of the most dangerous places to play in all the NBA, the Spectrum Center, baby. Definitely not. But I think Tidjane Salaun and Miles Bridges will love playing with LaMelo. I mean, just watch some of these plays right here. His floater is really, really tough. That's one of the best defenders in the NBA, Drew Holiday. And this was the best defensive team in the league this year, second best behind the Timberwolves. And Melo carved him up to the tune of 36, 9, and 8. Like we said, we really got Peyton Pritchard guarding. Come on. Little pull-up 3 there, and then he's going to find Brandon Miller up top running the gaps. That's going to be Salaun. That's going to be Miles Bridges this year. Cannot wait to see Salaun running with LaMelo, because LaMelo, ambidextrous passer, he's going to be able to find him in so many different ways. And he's going to knock down the corner 3 here, fading out of bounds in Drew Holiday's face. Give me those. At this point, the Hornets are now down 5. Hits a little floater over KP, because KP refuses to come up out of the drop coverage. You can't do that. He is so slithery on the pick and roll. Gets there with the opposite hand floater and finishes. Just watch the way he slithers around off of this Mark Williams screen. We have both Melo and Mark in the lineup this night. It doesn't look like Terry's out there. So, not even a fully healthy Hornets team last year, and LaMelo still goes out and beats him. Watch him bait KP here into thinking he's going to take this floater and then just dropping it off to Mark Williams for the easy dunk. Mark Williams, one of the highest volume dunkers in the NBA, just because LaMelo just continually sets him up. And then he gets here the floater to take us into OT, and then in overtime, he's going to hit the little floater again over Kristaps Porzingis. He has one of the best floaters in the NBA. KP, again, does not want to show on this screen, so there's all that open space at around the free throw line. He gets KP going backwards just a step, and he sees that, reads it, and then goes up for the floater. Then he drops the best on-ball defender in the league and gets to the rim over the outstretched arms of Kristaps Porzingis, who has a 7'6" wingspan. LaMelo Ball is in for a breakout season if he continues to stay healthy. He's just got to stay healthy. That's it. During that stretch, he also averaged 8.7 assists, 6.7 rebounds, 49% shooting from the field, 44% from three. The issue, of course, is his health. He's had one season with more than 50 games played, and on his career, he's only a 44% shooter from the field and 37% from three. However, it is tough to shoot when you're constantly in and out of the lineup and keep those shooting splits up. Now, Mark Williams averaged 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 block, plus 4 points per game, plus 3 rebounds per game from his rookie season last year, but he missed 63 games. So that is the big issue there. 65% shooting from the field, 26 minutes per game for Mark. So, I mean, he's putting up big-time numbers. And he also had a stretch in November where he was really, really good. During the time that he was healthy, he averaged 14 and 11 over this stretch with a block a game in very few minutes. He's definitely a franchise piece, franchise cornerstone going forward. And the game that cemented that for me was this game that we're watching now against Washington on November 10th, where he had 21 points, 24 rebounds, 15 offensive rebounds in just 29 minutes. Crazy stuff in the in-season tournament from Mark Williams. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, obviously you like something, make sure to the like button and leave me a comment down below, as well as hitting that subscribe button. It'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, we're trying to hit 200 likes on today's video. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the video. Now, when talking about the Hornets franchise guy, the franchise centerpiece, Melo's health has to be taken into account, so I think you have to go with Brandon Miller in this discussion right now on July 18th. Now, if Melo proves us wrong, hopefully with his health, we can change that. But Brandon averaged 17.3 points, 4.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists on 44% shooting from the field, 37% from three as a rookie. Of course, went out to play for Team USA Select and then played one game in the Summer League where he flat out proved he was too good for the Summer League. Hopefully, we were wrong with the Brandon Miller selection last year. Everybody was booing, so hopefully we're wrong 2 years in a row in the draft. Maybe the front office is just competent for once. We'll see. This is the projected starting lineup. Right now, we haven't even talked about Josh Green yet, but I think he fits in very nicely at the 2-guard spot. I don't know where Salaun fits in. If he goes to the G League next year, if he doesn't, he'll probably take Cody Martin's spot at the 3 right there. But I love Micic, love Trey Mann off the bench. Grant Williams was really good for us last year. Cody Martin and Nick Richards are serviceable, and then we have 2 other guards as well that we could throw into the rotation. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. As we said, we're trying to hit 200 likes on today's video. Also hit that subscribe button. It'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.